Amazing, yeah.
Perfect.
Lovely. I'm sure I'll absolutely hate myself for everything I've said.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
How are
doing
you?
Really well. I'm doing
I
really
was
well.
slipping to Irish.
That was
I
a
don't know,
Northern
that was-
Irish accent.
that
It
was
was a
terrible,
decent
wasn't
attempt,
it?
but I'm from the south.
Yeah. Well, my southern accent's no better.
Okay. Well, then I'll appreciate that you at least tried.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Kind of welcome you.
A for effort.
So thank you.
You're welcome.
How long have you lived in London?
I moved over to do my master's at Mountview the year 2011 to 2012. So what's that? I'm bad at maths. 8 years?
Yeah.
8 years?
Does it feel like home now?
Ireland will always be home,
Yeah.
but I definitely see my future here, and I'm as comfortable as you. It's definitely my second home. I feel really comfortable here, and I don't see my kind of future life career back home.
Exactly.
So yeah, very happy here. Love it.
Let's talk about Mountview. So what's that like?
Mountview was great.
Is it?
I've recently seen their new and improved Fabulous
It's
Peckham
incredible.
version. I was quite bitter and jealous
They
walking
have
around
a
it
pizza
because
restaurant.
it's so cool. Yeah, it's
Inside.
I mean it's purpose built. It's so
Yeah.
great. So we didn't necessarily have as good facilities
No, you-
at our time, but we had the great teaching, and
Yeah.
you know, I loved my time there. Especially coming from Ireland, and like there's no West End equivalent or anything like that in Ireland, so I was completely green and new to theatre at all. So just being around people who loved theatre was amazing for me. Loved it.
And it really set you up.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then your career's kind of taken a bit of a different trajectory, hasn't it? You've gone
Yeah.
into singer-songwriter.
Yeah, I don't know if that was my plan.
No.
Certainly my goal has
But you-
always been
yeah.
West End, but I think I learned after a couple of years of you know, I suppose just auditioning, that at least for me anyway, I just decided I had to make my own work, because I wasn't getting work in the industry, which is sometimes how it goes. So I just became far more proactive. I had always written, but I just had never really put it out there. And so I just decided at some point a few years ago that I would put myself and my music out there more. And when you think of doing that, your first thought is, oh, people are going to judge me, and who am I to think my music is decent enough to be out there? But people were so supportive when I even just mentioned the possibility of releasing some
Yeah.
of my own music. And so then that really gave me the confidence to do it. So back in 2017 I released my first EP of 5 original songs, and it didn't go terribly,
Called
which
Notes.
is
It
good.
didn't
Called
do
Notes.
too badly at all.
Yeah, it
Number
did.
1 in the Irish iTunes.
Well, you've done your research.
I have done my research and I listened to it. I loved that.
Thank you. Thanks.
But I'm
Yeah.
saying, like, it's so eclectic, and each song is very distinct. I mean, it all
Yeah.
has that flavour, and you can see your style through it.
Yeah.
But there's something for whatever mood you're in.
They're
Or-
kind of different vibes
Yeah.
and different genres even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's that testament to the fact that you do have a base in musical theatre and different tastes and different styles.
It might be, yeah, because I originally trained in classical singing
Yeah.
as a soprano, and then I listened to people like Katie Tunstall and Katie Melua and Eva Cassidy, and they're already even just on their own quite kind of varied.
Yeah.
And then found musical theatre in my teens. So yeah, maybe it is because I've listened to, and then like Meatloaf, I'm a big fan of Meatloaf. I'm not suggesting my music is anything like his, but I suppose I have listened to loads of different styles, so maybe that's where it comes from. And yeah, I just kind of write for whatever mood I'm in at the time. I genuinely do write, this is going to sound really wanky, but from the heart.
Yeah,
So if I'm in a crappy mood, I sing a heartbreaky type of song, or I sing a song to lift myself back up, or write a song.
And is
so
that
maybe
where the lyrics come from? They are inspired by your own experiences?
100%.
Right.
Yeah, there's a song on my latest EP that I brought out only last month, called Always You, and it's inspired by my parents. Their love is just like movie kind of love. So that song is totally inspired by them, kind of from the point of view of them.
If I'm offered the world for the taking, if I'm shown the most beautiful view, if all that could be my without you by my side, I would always choose you.
What did they think when they played it?
Oh, they cried. Well, my mom certainly cried.
Which is a good reaction.
Yeah.
And if they say, like, yeah, it's alright, babe.
Yeah, that would have not been great at all. So yeah, thankfully I pushed my mother just over the edge with the tears. So that was good. Yeah,
so this is your second EP?
Yeah, Tricks was my second EP. I brought it out in June. So and that one got number one in Ireland as well. So I think honestly, I'd like to say it's because the music is fabulous. Maybe it is. But it's honestly because I have a stereotypically large Irish Catholic family, and I just force every person who's related to me to buy it. And so
but you're also number one in the singer-songwriters.
Yeah, no, number two in the UK singer-songwriter charts. Yeah, I pushed Ed Sheran back to number 3 for a week. I know.
He'd be living.
He did not notice. So he was counting his money, not paying attention to the charts. But yeah, so that was the first EP. So that was quite cool. Yes,
so go back to the first one.
Yes.
So you picked 5 songs.
Yes.
I'm really curious. Like, how many songs do you have to write to get 5 that you feel
you're happy with?
Yeah.
Well, technically hundreds.
How have you written hundreds?
Over my lifetime, yeah, loads of bad ones. Yeah, loads and loads of those. Funnily enough, 4 of the songs that were on the first EP were just because I didn't write with any intention to create an EP. Like I said, I just always had written music. So 4 of the songs that are on the first EP were just songs that I genuinely wrote, like Can't Get My Love. I had a serious heartbreak and wrote Can't Get My Love about that ex coming back and sort of saying, oh, actually maybe I am in love with you once I had moved on. It's a whole thing. But anyway, so I was really just writing songs about how I felt, and so 4 of them were never supposed to be on anything. They were just me writing songs. So only one of them, On My Way, was actually written specifically for the EP. I started to look through all of my songs when I decided I was going to do an EP. Found 4 I was happy with, and out of the many songs I had written, I didn't have a 5th, so I had to write one specifically for it. So yeah, you can write many songs and not. And I'm sure I was happy with other songs, but I didn't feel like they were right for this with the other 4. So.
And how did you approach the second one? Is it true what they say about it? Second album? When they say it's always difficult to follow up.
Yes.
Did you find that? Did you have any pressure?
I definitely had the pressure because I think because the first EP did so well and got so much support that I was kind of thinking like, what if that's it and I put out the second EP and people are just like not as excited about it. Thankfully people have been very lovely and have received it well. But there was definitely more pressure in that sense, but also there was a lot more confidence that came with it. Like I don't think I had ever been in a studio before recording the first. And when I recorded the second, I had been in the studio for other things just in between. I was on the original, or the studio album recording of The Clockmaker's Daughter.
Yes.
And I had done a charity single in between the 2 EPs as well. So I was just more comfortable being in the studio. And then having experienced the first EP and how myself and Tom Lees and Joe Davison in the studio kind of created the songs, I had more of an idea of what was possible. So even though there was pressure because the first EP did well, there was also so much more experience and comfortability. Is that a word?
Yeah.
Let's make it one. Comfortability with the second. So it was a weird mix of both kind of opposite feelings. But thankfully it's gone hopefully well so far.
And you've got a couple of duets on there.
Yes, I have a duet with the incredible Frafi.
He's rather lovely, isn't he?
He's amazing. He's as well as being just incredibly talented, he's also just a very, very, very nice person. Very giving of his time. I'm a little nobody in comparison to him, and he's so willing to sing my music. Like, it's very nice of him when he has big, incredible jobs to be doing. So I'm very lucky to have him on the EP, and also very lucky to be performing live with him very soon.
Yes.
So I'm excited.
So let's come on to that. So you
Nice
are
segue.
part of the inaugural Unplugged season here
Yes.
at the Crazy Coqs.
Yeah.
Which sounds incredible.
I'm
Some
really
of the
excited
lineup.
about it. Yeah, honestly, even if I weren't involved in it, which I'm very grateful to be, I think it's amazing
It's
that
a new
they're...
scheme where they're going to bring musical theatre people who have, like yourselves, experience in musical theatre but write their own material.
Yeah.
And it's a platform for them all
Yeah,
to
which
showcase
is
their new work.
so great. I think it's brilliant.
And
I
it's
think
not really been done.
No,
Or
it
rarely
hasn't.
been
It
done?
hasn't. I think there have been people in musical theatre who write their own stuff, but it's always up to them, which is fine too, to put on their own thing.
Yeah.
Which it's hard. It's really hard to put on your own show, and so having someone else or another company behind you helping you make that happen is just amazing. So I think it's brilliant that people who write songs in musical theatre have a platform to share those songs with people. So I'm really excited to be a part of it. Slightly scared, but yeah, just really excited. I'm finalising the set list now, so
Incredible. And you're going to be part of the launch night,
Yes.
launch day, so 2 performances.
yeah, which is really exciting. Loads of cool performers
Loads
involved
of
in
people
that.
involved in
Yeah.
that.
Loads of
Declan
people.
Bennett,
Yes.
Trevor Nicholas.
Yeah. Oh, just
List
incredible
goes
people.
on.
Yeah.
Sam Gordon.
Evie Rose Lane, is that her full name?
Yeah.
She's incredible. Her voice is amazing. I follow her on Twitter and feel like I'm friends with her, but I'm pretty sure I've never met her. But
You'll be best friends by the end of it.
Oh, I hope so. She's amazing.
2 shows, definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm really excited for that one as well,
Yeah.
because then you'll just get snippets of everyone's style of
Everybody's
writing, which
taste,
is really
exactly.
exciting. Yeah.
And then you've got your own full
Then I have my
solo
own-
show with
On
Frothy,
the
like we
20th.
say.
Yes, Frothy will be
And
joining.
Who else have you got?
I have Becky Locke. I have a few others, but I'm not going to say
Not gonna
just yet
say.
because I'm still finalising their involvement and everything else. But I'm especially excited because as well as singing songs from the EPs, I'm doing a whole section in the latter half of the show of the musical that I've written. I've written an original Irish musical. And
Daisy.
actually, yes, you really have done your research. Well done.
Hi, I'm Daisy. My name's Daisy. Do you want to get to know me more? Well, so does Daisy. The me inside is gone. And all I'm left with is Daisy.
And so the duet from the EP that myself and Fra sing is a song from the musical.
Amazing.
I thought it might be a nice way to get it out to maybe a more mainstream audience on the EP. And so we're doing a whole little section in the latter half of the show, which is going to all be stuff from Daisy. So I'll be doing a solo from it, and then I'll be doing a duet with Fra, a duet hopefully with another friend of mine, and the amazing Becky Locke is going to be singing what is hopefully a beautiful song. I hope the audience agree.
She'll make it work.
I could give her the worst song and it would sound stunning. So that's true. Thank you for reminding me that actually it doesn't
You don't have
matter.
to worry.
It does not matter if
You
that
don't
song
have
is
to
good
worry.
or not. So yeah. I'm
Tell us
excited.
more about Daisy then.
Okay, so it's set in Dublin, which is where I'm from. It is about, I suppose, your quote-unquote stereotypical or average family, 2 girls, 2 sisters and their parents, mother and father. And the show opens when Daisy has lost her memory. And so you may think that it's that, stereotypical story of a girl finding herself, which it is to some degree, but there are far more twists and turns. I have dealt with cancer in my family, unfortunately. I've lost 2 aunts to cancer, and I have watched my family through really tough times be able to be not just resilient, but be able to laugh at the worst times. And so what I'm trying to do with this musical is portray resilience, the resilience of people, and also that ability to make light sometimes of situations that are really sad and really tough. And so even though the musical has its twists and turns, like I said, and definitely deals with difficult issues, hopefully it's also humorous and lighthearted, and I don't know, just makes you feel like struggles are overcomable. I'm making up so many words in this interview, by the way.
Overcomable. Love
Overcomable.
it.
Maybe that's
I'm
all.
going to have a whole glossary of new words by the end of it.
Yeah. So it's about struggle, it's about love, it's very Dublin, and hopefully people will connect with it. And in terms of music, it's contemporary musical theatre style. So yeah, I'm really excited about it. I'm hoping to try and get it on stage this side of Christmas. I don't know how possible that is, but either way, it will be on stage.
Before at the Other Palace.
Well, so at the Other Palace, I had a gig of my own, a solo gig, last year, and we did something similar to what I'll be doing this year, but obviously I have lots of new writing since, in that we did perform some of the Daisy stuff there as well.
Nice.
This time around we're performing stuff that wasn't performed at that as well. So yeah, that's scary but exciting.
So you obviously must be passionate about new writing. You talked about
Hugely.
Clockmaker's Daughter and your own work.
Yeah.
And you also were involved in Villages recently with Dillon.
With Dillon, the amazing
who you've
Drew
worked
Dillon.
with before.
I've worked with him before as well. I was involved in his workshop of The Break.
Yeah.
Was that 2 years ago now? So yeah, I'm really passionate about
what is
new
it about
writing.
new writing that inspires you?
To some degree, it's the bravery. I know that probably sounds really theatery and wanky, but it's scary putting out your own stuff.
Yeah.
And when you see somebody else do it, it's amazing, I think. And then just the fact that it's new. I mean, I'm a massive lover of older, classical, well-known shows. But we need to keep creating stuff because, they were created once. They were new at some point. And so yeah, I just think it's exciting and new and fresh to have stuff that we haven't heard before. So yeah, I love it.
And what do you hope for in the future? Would you like to carry on releasing EPs and albums, or do you think you'd like to give the West End another crack?
To be honest, I'll take what I'm given.
Yeah.
Any sort of career that I can make for myself in the music business, I will take.
What fires you?
My heart has always been in performing, in
Yeah.
musical theatre in the West End. So I'm continually auditioning for that. I'm very lucky to have a great agent and to get in the room. Not so lucky with getting the jobs, but hopefully I will get there. But while I'm sort of quote unquote waiting, I will do my own stuff as well. But while I'm doing my own stuff, I'm never not, there's never been a point that I've kind of given up on the West End thing. I'm always out there. I'm auditioning. I would like to say always auditioning, but as you probably know, I'm not always auditioning, but infrequently auditioning. But I'm never dropping the ball on that side of things. So I would love for an opportunity to come my way in terms of a West End role, whatever that may be. But if that's not to be, then I will be putting myself out there in other ways, whether people want it or not, to be honest.
Banging down those doors.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are your family coming over to watch the show?
That's a great question. I don't know. I did do, like I said, I had some gigs last year. I was lucky enough to do a gig in New York, and I have family there, and my mother flew over for it. And I also did a gig in Dublin and in Cork, where my mum is from, so I have lots of family there as well. So they have seen me perform some of this stuff before, so some of them may not make it over, but I do have some family who live here who will be coming. So maybe I need to put pressure on the Irish family. You've just reminded me. Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah.
And how does it compare the audiences? Does it work
in different places?
Yeah.
Really interesting, very different audiences. To be honest, I think my Dublin audience was possibly one of the best audiences I'll ever have, just because there were so many people who know me, and just the support was ridiculous. But then I loved performing in Cork. The Cork audience were so nice. America was very different. It was a more, because I have less people who know me over there, obviously. I had quite a bit of family, but then there were people who had never heard any of my stuff before, but were associated with the venue, like members of the venue, and so they came along not knowing anything. So as supportive as they were, it was just a very different vibe. And then London was lovely because it was less family and just more friends who I've met over here. So they've all been really different, all very supportive, but in different ways. It's really cool to, like, you don't really know what, I think even here in comparison to my other London gig will be different. I think there'll be a different vibe. So I'm excited to stand out on stage and just give it a second and see what that vibe is like.
I can't wait. I'm definitely
thank you. Well, hopefully we'll get it filmed anyway, so if you can't make it, you'll hopefully have some videos to watch of it. Here's hoping.
Well, good luck.
Thank you so much. Thanks for chatting to me. It's been
quite
lovely.
Welcome. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Buy those EPs.
Buy them. I'll force you.
Notes and
tricks.
Tricks.
There you go.
Is that a trend now? Everyone's going to have a one word?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly.
You're going to break the trend and be like,
I don't know.
words.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, maybe. Or maybe a two-syllable. I don't know. But it's been one syllable so far, so we'll see.
Love it.
Thanks.